Hey guys, what's cracking? Somebody give me a 5 for 5 and we'll go ahead and get started here. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to wait a couple minutes before I do get started because I'm going to explain where I've been and what's been happening. But I'm going to let you guys look at this flare, or not flare, but this one of the eruptions that happened on the sun. Guys, this could be the biggest, I guess, event that we've had this sun cycle. This is going to be, looks to be very significant, and I'm timid to say that we're going to have some big stuff happen with this. And the reason why is the last one, which I was going to report on tomorrow morning, with the NASA models, and they weren't agreeing and all that. I did a small video on that, but this could be a significant event. We're already having a radiation storm. That's number one. And we'll get to that in just a second. But I'm going to let people filter in, and I'll answer some questions here, guys, if you guys want me to. If you guys are wondering where I've been, and I'll try to explain a little bit what's going on. And it ain't nothing bad. Nothing bad at all, actually. But it's just some changes in my life I've had to make and all that kind of thing. So let me go ahead, and I'm actually going to go to the 25th here, because this is the one that, I mean, you guys... Yeah, I'm just going to slow it down. You guys can look at it. I'm not even going to say nothing for a minute. But do me a favor. I have not did a live stream in, how long? I can't even, it's been a couple weeks. If you could, please share this stream out real quick. I really would appreciate it. I want to get people over here because this is significant, and I do think everybody needs to see this, and I haven't streamed for a minute, so I want people to know that I'm back doing things like this. I wasn't going to do this like this tonight, but because of this is what's happened, I'm going to go ahead and do this live stream. And again, I'll go in more in depth here in just a second, but I'm going to share this out myself real quick. I need to share it on my I need to share it on Facebook and all that mess. You know what? Did you guys see that? Hold on a minute here. Okay. Let me back that up some. All right. Check her out. Look at that. Look at that. Wowzer wowzers. That's all I'm saying is wowzer wowzer, because that is one of the... and I'll show you I can show you the radiation storm right here on this particular LASCO C2. Whenever you guys see these particles, watch. I'm just going to hit play, and you'll see it'll get looking like it's dirty over here. Bunch of dots and stuff. It's particles. So watch, check it out. See how it starts doing that? And we've all seen this before. Most of us have, but with like a bigger like X flare type of thing, we've seen it look like snow. But that was the radiation storm. That's protons. Okay, just so you guys know that. Yeah, she's a big one for sure, man. Or FPV heaven. Somebody, is that you, E-Rock? Or I'm trying to judge by the profile pic there. So you change your name. Whoever that is, change their name. I don't know who that is. So if you would, let me know who that is, so I know who I'm talking to. Anyway, I am going to share this real quick. And so if you guys give me just 1 second, and I'll try to do my best. But I want you guys to watch that. Okay, now this right here is today, right? So, yeah, give me 1 second. I'm going to go quiet just for a second here. But the radiation storm, we don't get very many of those. At least we haven't, and that is something that we are dealing with this time. And I'll go more into that here in just a second about what that actually means. What can we expect? All that. But what I want to say about this second eruption is the fact of how fast it's moving. They're talking 2. Yeah, I thought that was you, E-Rock. Anyway, we're talking 48 hours or less, this thing's going to be hitting us. Now, we don't often get to say that. Usually it's 3 to 5 days. So this looks to be a fast mover, and you guys can tell just by watching this right here. You know what? Hold on 1 minute here, guys. I know a better way to show you guys this thing. Let me go back to the home page here. Guys, if you ever go over here to Lasco C2 or over here at Seeds, if you go scroll down, this right here is the CME. It detected it. So it's only got 8 frames here, and it's just going to be the CME. So check it out. Watch. Boom. So you don't have to worry about trying to look at everything else that's going on. So let me slow that down so you guys can really get a good look at that. And that was a full halo. Okay? Completely full halo. Now, when I show you this on SDO, it's probably not going to look as big or as bad as the first one that happened earlier, which came from the same part of the sun. Okay? But because this one was more of a direct shot at us, what's happened is the sun is actually camouflaging the CME a little bit. Hey, what's up, Trinity? Good to see you. And everybody else in there. I'm sorry, I'm squirreling a little bit because I want to get this shared out real quick. So I guess I should just shut up and do that. But yeah, so big CME radiation storm hitting Earth now. So anyway, that's what I'm putting on Facebook post. Okay, so now again, guys, I've been really timid on whether to say, hey, this is happening for sure. And there is a lot of reasons for that. And the reasoning being here, guys, is the fact that we're wrong a lot when we do that. You know, the accuracy that we have, I mean, and it isn't really the people that are reporting on it. It's just the accuracy of the models that we have. They're good, okay, for most things. And, you know, this is what we got to work with anyway. But they're not always right. Just like a weather report. I mean, and I've said that so many times, it's crazy. But it is the truth. And that's why I want us to start learning a little, myself included, getting to learn a little bit more patience. And I used to have a lot more of that. And again, I'll go into that here in a little while too. And it's important to have that patience. Because this happened a few hours ago. I could have jumped right on here right when it happened. Now, I've done that before. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not. Sometimes things will happen right when I first hop on here. But sometimes I'll hop on when I first see something because I got something I got to go do. Those kinds of things. But it's always best to give it a few hours to really get a good full picture of what's going on. And I have to say this. There's not too many things that I'm going to be able to show you that can't wait a few minutes, hours, or even a day. Okay? Or even sometimes even longer. You know, we're talking 2 days before this thing gets here. So that's kind of where I'm at with that, you know? So with that being said, I don't want to just like beat a dead horse here, but I am trying to stall a little bit here to get everybody in here. Because this is, I want everybody to see this one. I wish I had done a few more streams lately. And I'm sorry, guys. I simply haven't. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing that in our... You know I'm talking about, Lisa. Prayers for you also. We love you. 100%. 100%. Hey, Kiss Freak. My man. Hey, Becca. All right, guys. So, and my next live stream that I do, I've got a new setup now. My kids actually, I'm actually getting a new computer also. It isn't here yet. But my kids, you know, my birthday was yesterday. And thanks to all the birthday wishes, the people that knew that it was my birthday. I really do appreciate you guys. 100% do I. I mean, I appreciate you guys so much. But, yeah. So, yeah, I got a new setup. I'm in a different room now. I'm actually able to stay a little bit more focused. I don't have a dog or everybody running around me while I'm trying to do this. I'm sharing a room with my wife, in which, you know, obviously her homework and her college takes precedent over anything that I'm doing. So she will always have access to this room all the time. But most of the time, if she's doing homework or what have you, I can be in here too, as long as I ain't talking. Now, if I'm getting ready for a live stream and stuff, I can be in here doing that too. But I've had this desk for 2 years and just haven't had a chance to set it up or the room to set it up. my wife works at a bank, and she was able to get a couple of extra monitors for free that they were going to throw in the trash. So, you know, this is stuff that I'm going to be able to use and utilize here. And you're going to see my channel. Hopefully, the video and the audio quality is going to jump up tremendously. Okay. For Christmas, I got a Boom and a Yeti mic that I haven't got plugged in yet. I'm waiting to get my desktop. I don't want to just plug it into a laptop that I've been using. So, that's kind of where I'm at with that. But, yeah, this is this one's going to be a big one, I think. And I'm not saying grid down. Okay, let me say that first and foremost. I don't think anybody at all should be scared of anything that you guys are looking at right there. Okay, I don't think this is grid down. All right, and I'll just say that. But I do think that this could, you know, with the double, we're gonna get hit with two decent sized CMEs, and we're gonna get hit with a solar a coronal hole stream at the same time. Now the timing of that's going to matter, and it's going to matter a lot. So yeah, and I'll explain why the other one didn't really do much here in a few minutes too. Mainly that was because of the BZ, and I'll explain more on that in just a second. But as you guys are watching this, I guess I could let me show you this while I'm trying to and I'm sorry, I'm trying to just let people filter in here real quick, because I had this again. Thanks, Daryl, appreciate you, bud. This is stereo A. Okay, check this one out. I mean, it's not the same view, but essentially it's almost the same view now. This satellite is pretty close to Earth now, but this is stereo A. All right, so watch this. I'm gonna back it up to the previous day, and that was the first one. This is the one I did a video on earlier, right here, right there. Okay, that's not the one that's coming out. This was coming at us too. That might give us a side blow, but this is the new one right here. These are large. These are not babies. These aren't like, they're by no means any kind of Carrington level event or anything like that. But I want to preface, it doesn't take that now to give us issues. And we've seen it already. We didn't even get into storm level, guys, in the last CME that hit. And we were seeing things like red aurora, pink aurora that was happening. And that should not really be happening like that unless we get bigger storms. So that's all indicative of our magnetic field getting weak. That's what's happening. It's complete evidence. It confirms stuff that we talk about. And this is exactly what we've been talking about for years now, here on my channel and multiple other channels. You know, and we're not out here screaming, hey, end of the world. Well, I'm not doing that at all. I'm just telling you guys that the magnetic field's weakening, and now I can actually show you that it is. With visuals. I mean, it is. This is something, and you know, all these explosions and stuff we've been seeing. We had, again, the aurora is a big key factor. That's a good thing to look at because it's a good indicator of where we're at. And, you know, with that being said, there's other things happening, right? The earthquake uptick. Guys, the big Turkey earthquake, both of the Turkey earthquakes had CME and flare things happening, hitting us just prior to those quakes popping off. Okay? And I'm not saying that it's what caused it. I'm saying it added to it. That's what I'm saying. It could have been the straw that broke the camel's back. That's all I'm saying. Because it is a known fact, and I know that this is an argument, especially within the scientific world, whether or not how much of an effect does the sun have on earthquakes. I don't think you're going to find any scientist out there now, physicist, solar person, whatever names you want to start throwing out there. You're not going to find these people that are going to deny that our solar weather doesn't affect earthquakes. So, I mean, hey, Trinity, thank you. That's cool. Cool. But yeah, so yeah, guys, I mean, and again, guys, this is, I know I sound a little fired up because I am. This is something that I didn't expect to see tonight. I was actually eating dinner with my family out, and we were getting ready to leave the restaurant, and that's what happened there. So I come home and let my dog back out and everything, and this was already going on. I just waited, and again, it was for that reason, and I'm glad I did, because I got more data now and I can show you guys. So I got one more thing to share out here real quick. I want you guys to see what NASA's saying what this CME is going to do. Check this out. I have, you can't, look at that, guys. NASA is saying that's a direct hit. I mean, that's right in the middle. This is the meat of this CME. Okay? This is not something that we're getting side blowed on this one. This is a complete, right in the middle, in your face, CME direct hit. Let me say if, this model is correct. Okay? So what I'll do is I'm going to zoom in here. And I want you guys to see this, because again, I don't get to show you guys this very often either, because it just simply doesn't happen very often like this. Okay? Now, when you guys start seeing the grays and the blacks, like, as this thing, the CME is pushing out, Earth is there, the yellow ball, obviously, the sun's in the middle, right? So when the grays and the blacks start hitting, that's the higher energy. That's where the meat of the CME's at. So this is a top-down view. Okay, obviously, right in the middle. I mean, right dead on the nose. Okay, here is the side cut. This is how we can see if it's going to go north or south. Right in the middle. So we look at a third axis point, and this is our orbital line stretched out in a straight line. And see what happens here? Watch where it starts to get disrupted. Right at our planet. Okay, and you can see it like spread out. It's a direct hit. No, you should not be concerned, Pamela. Nobody should be concerned or fearful of any of this. Okay? Let me just say that. There is no fear here. So if I'm putting out like an excited feel here that's making somebody be fearful, that's not my intent. I don't want anybody to be fearful. Okay? This is something that is, I get excited about this stuff because I like doing this, right? I mean, this interests me. This is kind of my thing, right? So, but there is never no fear. We don't fear things that we can't control. So yeah, Barbie, it's a direct hit. And this is the second one, guys. And the first one, you can go back and we might be able to pop over and look at my other video there. I can't slow this one down, Max. I wish I could. Shoot. I would have to like record it and then show you guys the recording and slow it down. You can't control the speed on this one. I'm sorry. I can't do that on this model. So let me back that off again here. That way you guys can see all three of them again. But if you guys go down here and look at the key, you can see down here that is the most intense part of the CME. All right. And that's what is going to be hitting us. And it's going to, like I said, it's going to be the second one. So, yeah. I got one more place to share this and I'll be done sharing. Okay, so now let me do this real quick. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I'm trying to figure out the best way to put this across to you guys, because I want you guys to really get this. Man. Let's see. Hey Sarah, good to see you. Maybe. Maybe. Sarah says Northern Lights. Maybe. And I do think you will see some Northern Lights, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. But I do want to show you guys a few things here before. Hey Exile, good to see you, bud. All right. So I guess the best way to do this is to kind of jump into it. I mean, I guess. So, this is NOAA. This is Space Weather Prediction Center, guys. I show you guys this every video. But this is what's going on, right? Let me see here. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I needed to do that real quick. But as you can see, M flare, that's the first one. That's the first eruption. Okay? And then you got this one. Now, what's different? Can you guys tell what's different with these? They're long duration. Thank you, Trinity. Back at you. Okay. So, yeah. Now, long duration flares is usually where we get the big ones from. Okay. Now, if you get an X flare, you can have an X10 flare that's impulsive that doesn't have a CME with it. Okay. And with that being said, when you get the longer duration ones, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. Okay. But notice that we had two of them, and the second one was more powerful. It almost was X. I mean, it was a couple numbers off of a low X class flare. But notice what happened. You see this right here? The first duration, long duration flare, what did it do? I mentioned it in my previous video. It shot protons at us. Okay? That's radiation storm. Didn't quite make it to storm level, and I mentioned that, right? Now, I started to tail back off, and then what happened? Another one hit. We were already juiced a little bit. Now look what happened. We are in storm level currently. Now, it does look like it's starting to level off. I don't think it's going to get much higher. I don't think it's going to get into S2 storm level or anything like that. It could. It might get into the low range of that. I can't say that it can't. But because of long duration, we have a bigger chance. Hey, Tommy, what's going on, brother? We have a bigger chance of getting these radiation storms. So, think about it like this. You know, the longer that stuff is erupting, obviously it has a better chance to be shooting out all that stuff. So with radiation storms, there is, and something else I do want to point this out because this is significant. When you get a CME, well, that's not really the best place to show you. Let me show you here. Okay, this is the 304. When you get a CME that's actually what would be the west limb of the sun, it's backwards than what you would think. Okay, looking at a map. When you're looking at the sun, east-west is reversed. North-south is the same, but east-west is reversed. There's reasons they did that. I'm not going to go into why, because it simply doesn't matter. It's just like that. Hey, Rose. Hey, Leah. What's up, sister? Now, when they blow off over here on this side, it has a better chance of giving us a radiation storm. Okay? And the reason being, let me, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just play this. And I'm not sure which one I got. See how the sun's just active everywhere? Now watch up here. Wham! That was the first one. Now watch the second one. It's coming. See that? That was the second one. Did it look as big? Nope. But the reason why, I think, is because the sun was the background. Right? Now I'm looking here to see if any other plasma blew off during that second one. And I don't think it was. I think it came from up here too. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other eruptions. And I could be wrong, okay? So that the second one could have came from like one of these, and I just can't see it. But I don't think it did. I think it came from up here. It makes sense that this one would do that again, is what I'm trying to say. And it looks like the second one, kind of instead of getting fired out kind of that direction, it kind of got fired more straight at us. Whoa. That might have been it right there. Nope. Let's see here. I'm going to slow this down. Hold on a minute. Like I said, guys, I just got home. Okay, that happened at a different time. Okay, so one thing I do want you guys to notice, though, watch what happens when we have this thing hit us. I'm gonna back it up. It happens here, but see these dark lines? A lot of these are filaments. They're laying on either in the corona or on the surface. And so watch what happens. When that lights up, you guys notice how the dark, there's no brightness here or here or here anywhere. But when this one fires, watch what happens. You can see it. It's immediate. See that? See how it all just lit up across the whole front of the sun? I know that doesn't look that impressive on this view, but it, you know, like I said, the sun's the background. If his face was the background, then we could see it really well. But this first CME is very, very photogenic, okay? And that's from the video I showed you guys earlier, and it's right there. See that? Look at that. You can see the plasma just rip off the sun. And here's the thing. Remember I said it would look like it was going to go north of us because of the way it blew off of there? This thing rips and it flips that way. You can physically see it. So watch what happens. See that? It's not coming right at the camera view. It's actually getting flicked off like that. But there is plasma here. See this? And, you know, I think somebody else might have reported on this yesterday or like right when it happened. And it did look like this thing wasn't going to hit us. That's why I wasn't too worried about coming out here and doing it. But then when I seen the models and the data start coming in, and then when I seen seeds show it, a halo, okay, if you see a halo, there's only two options. Okay, the two options are it's either coming right at us or it's going off the backside. That's the only options. So if you see a full big halo like that was right there, that means it's got an Earth-directed component. The whole thing might not be coming at us, but, you know, it is what it is. But the second one is a complete it's a juggernaut, in my opinion. You know, and again, guys, this isn't Carrington event, okay? So please don't nobody get fearful like that. I don't want anybody ever to do that. Number one, if you're gonna actually have like physical fear, like actually afraid, please watch something else for a while, because it doesn't do you any good. We can't stop this stuff. We need to be aware, but we cannot be scared of this stuff. We can't. It doesn't do anybody any good to be like that. All it will do is you'll make bad decisions. You really will. So when it comes down time for the big event to happen or whatever, you know, if you're aware of it, then guess what? You make better decisions. But guess what? You're not. You're not scared because you're taking action. You're doing what you can. The people that are going to be scared are the ones that what I call shock scared. If you remember the time in your life you were scared the most, it was probably a situation like that. Like something just completely just out of the blue just like jumped out and scared you real bad, or really put some fear into you like that, really shocked you. And that's what we're trying to eliminate here. We want to make sure that we're looking at this, and we want to make sure that we're looking at it in the right way. And, you know, it's not a matter of if, it truly is a matter of when. And if I can get on here and tell you when it actually happens, okay? If I can do that, I will, right? That's going to be the first thing out of my mouth. If I think it's grid down, you guys need to go do this, that, or the other, I'm going to come out here and tell you. But the chances of that happening are so small. And the reason being is because if it is that kind of a situation, I'm probably not going to have time to tell you. So that's why we do it now. Okay? You know, and in this community we get so much this, that, or the third, and you know, this person's doing that thing, and somebody's over here fear mongering this and fear mongering that, and all this and that. I don't buy into any of that. People are allowed to report how they want to report. You know, I don't want nobody out here scaring anybody, and I don't like it when they do that. But that's why I'm here. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to feel like that. There's ways to do this and not be fearful. You know? And I think that people in my, my sphere are those people. Tommy, Marv, Rip, Trinity, Ilea, and I can keep going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Okay? These people are not out here throwing fear at people. Most of the time, we're throwing love around. Okay? And something else too, guys. Go check out the lifeboat. Please. And I'll show you guys the channel here in a few minutes, but I was just throwing this together. Please go check out the lifeboat. I know that I'm not co-hosting all the time with Tommy anymore, but I'm there. I'm in the chat. I'm at least watching and listening, and there's things in my personal life that's why. It's nothing to do with anything else. So if anybody thought anything different, it's not at all, period. And that's all I'm going to say about that, okay? Because nothing else needs said. Tommy's my brother. I love my brother, and I support everything that he's doing over there. And I will always continue to send people over there. Because guess why? Because it's not any different. It's still doing the same thing. We're trying to help people. And I'm still going to be over there sometimes. I'm still there. So just understand that. And I don't know how else to say it. Because I know when anytime a co-host or something steps back for a minute, people wonder, well, why did it happen? It wasn't even like that. So if anybody thought it was, no, not even close. Me and Tommy, we talk every day. I mean, honestly, we talk every day. It's seriously, I'm not even kidding. It blows my mind sometimes. Oh goodness. Oh, and please respect the moderators in there, guys. Let's see here. Oh man, yeah, I just get a laugh out of that, guys. And you, the people who know what I'm talking about, the ones that can see it. So I get a laugh out of that. But I love that. It just puts a smile on my face. But yeah, guys, I mean, honestly, so please don't think that there was anything other than that. 100%, I'm trying to still push people that way. So please, it's 100% support, and I'm probably going to step back over and do some shows with you. It's just not going to be on a consistent thing. I have a lot of stuff happening in my life right now, and I just simply, I don't have the time to be all the time. I can't be the constant thing, and it's not fair to you guys. So that's kind of one of the biggest reasons. So just so you know that, I just want everybody to understand that. So get your butts over there and go watch some of them. I share them out every time, guys. I share out the streams every time. So if you got your notifications turned on my channel, you'll get the community post. You'll see it. Best thing to do is go over there, subscribe, hit the bell for over there. That's what I would do. Anyway, okay, so big time flare or eruptions here. So yeah, so what are we gonna look at here? This is the NASA model, okay? I can't really go too much more into that. I already explained that. We got SDO here. This is that eruption. This is the first one. Now the second one. Hey, Heather. So let me push play here. And we'll watch it here for a second. You see the second one right there. So, and we still got a lot of action going on here. So, and again, guys, I can't tell you exactly if this thing is going to. I mean, this model could be wrong. Or it could be half right. Who knows? I don't know. So, we'll just have to wait and watch and see and bring that back around when it's time to. So if I bring this back around to NOAA, you can see that we had an R2 radiation, not radiation, but a flare, X-ray, radio blackout storm. Okay, the S1, that's the radiation storm. And we're not under any kind of geomagnetic storm yet. But look what they're forecasting. Tomorrow, at the end of the day, they're saying a G1. And then as we go into the 27th, they're saying G1, G2. And then on the 28th, they're saying G1. If things are happening like they're happening, what I'm looking at and showing you now, I look for this to change. Okay? I really truly do. I think this is going to change. So, just so you know. I think it's probably going to change to show some stronger stuff there. I can't say it any other way, but that's just what it is. So, not only do we have those two eruptions, you got this. This is a coronal hole. It was over here yesterday. It was over here the day before. We connected to it. It's going to give us fast-moving solar wind. Probably even some dense solar wind. So if this comes in between these CMEs, if it happens at the same time, we can start seeing some really decent bumps. Okay? Just so you know. I mean, it just, yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so, okay. Now, I want to show you guys the radiation storm part of it. Check this out. Yeah, you're right. It does, Tommy. Here. Oops. Put that one out there. Can you guys see those? I don't have my OBS up here. Let me see. Is that showing up? Yeah, it is. Okay. So let me make sure. Yeah, it does kind of look like a face, doesn't it? Yeah, Diana, for sure. Hey, Christine, good to see you. Good to see you. Guys, I know I'm saying hi to everybody, but please deal with that this stream. It's the first time I've been back here to talk to you guys in a long time. So I apologize. I'm trying to keep it as short as I can, but anyway, let's check this out. LASCO C3. This is from our view, okay? Watch what happens. You're going to see this get, after the second CME, I'm going to slow it down right about there. You see how it almost immediately you started seeing this? A proton, when the protons are shot at us, it usually takes about 20 to 30 minutes for those things to get here. X-rays are here in 8 minutes. Oh, man. Steven, you're awesome, bud. Okay, okay. Let's see here. There you go, Simon. I'm going to post that one there, too, because I 100% agree with that. You know, Ben does a good job over there at Suspicious Observers, guys. He's got so much more knowledge than what I could ever have. You know, he's been doing some question and answer at night, so go check him out. At night, he's doing a night video. In case you guys didn't know, he gets on for about an hour most of the time. I've never talked to Ben, but you know, obviously, I think he does really, really good work over there. I mean, I've not seen anything to where he was doing things wrong at all. He's been very correct on a lot of things that he talks about. So, so please go check him out and go check out everybody, okay? And I mean everybody. You know, it's up to you guys to decide what you guys believe and what you guys are seeing. I want you guys to be able to have all the data and make up your own mind. Now, I don't want people to be all crazy and doing this, that, and the third and not seeing the tool for what the tool's trying to show you. When you add stuff to what the tool really isn't there for, hey, Pagan, good to see you. That's when you start making mistakes. When you start adding things to that. So if you're looking at the tool and you understand what the tool is showing you, then it's up to you whether or not you think this, that, or the third is going to happen. Right? And that's how you become more correct. I was wrong a lot early on in my channel. And, you know, patience is something I had to learn. That's a big part of it. You know, and I leave my mistakes up there for a reason, guys, so you guys can see them. I'm not afraid to make a mistake. I'm also not afraid to tell you guys I made a mistake. And that's what we all need to be doing. Our egos need left at the door along with our pride. And we need to walk up in here and just try to figure out what's going on. That's it. That simple. And support each other while we're doing it. And be kind. Be kind to people. You know? I see so many chats that just go way off the handle for no freaking reason. And, but anyway. Okay. So watch this. See when that thing blew off? Look at, wham. Look at that. I mean, that's just whoop, whoop, whoop. But you can see when that radiation hit. Okay, that's what it is. So now why did that happen this time and not other times before? Let's go here to the NASA model. This is probably the easiest way I can show you. One of the biggest reasons this happens, remember I said we see them when they blow off the west side of the sun, which would be the right when you're looking at the sun. You guys see all these interplanetary magnetic field lines, these dashed lines here? That's our connection, magnetic connection to the sun, and the sun's connected to everything. What happens is when these things blow off this direction, okay, they will actually, the protons and stuff will actually grab a hold of that connection line, and it'll siphon back and almost go backwards a little bit. You see how these are all kind of curved back? And it's a very basic explanation because I'm not going to go any deeper. It takes too long to try to explain all that in a live stream like this. But that's one of the biggest reasons, just so you guys understand that. Okay? If that thing was to blow over here, we probably wouldn't be getting a radiation storm from it. We might still get hit with the CME part, but the radiation, the protons and stuff would probably get sucked out this way. So just kind of keep that in mind, okay, guys? That's why. That question's been asked to me before. That's why I'm explaining it now. But so let's this is our current space weather conditions. You can actually see our density is actually kind of high. We're about 23, 24. 4 is normal. Now the BZ, guys, remember 6, -6 is what we look for. This red line is what we're looking at. That is the direction basically of our magnetic field. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but negative and positive. Okay, when you got two magnets, right? This is how you guys can think of this. When you think about the BZ, this is how I want you to think about it. Go to the refrigerator, okay, and grab two magnets off of your refrigerator. Take the positive side of the one magnet and the positive side of the other, and start trying to make them touch. Right? We've all done this before. Most of us have. And you almost can't do it. Some of them, if it's a weak enough magnet, yes, you can. Right? But then take one of them, flip it around to where you got positive on one magnet and negative on the other. Then what happens? They get sucked in and they snap together. Right? They complete that magnetic circuit right there. Boom. Okay? So when our -6 here, when our BZ is in that position, our magnets are lined up positive, negative, negative, positive with the Earth versus what's coming at us. Okay? So in other words, we become one magnetic circuit with that energy. And it comes in easier on our poles. Why? Guess why? Because it's negative and positive, right? So that's where it's siphoning in at. So when we start seeing things down towards the equator and things like that, that's a very, very powerful thing because it has to overcome that. So that's why it's a good way to think about the BZ. I don't know that I've explained it like that before, but that's really what it is. It's the magnetic polarity. Okay? So when we're positive or negative and that is negative and positive, whatever, I'm not going to go too much more onto that, but it'll snap. Bam! And when it does, it lets stuff just flow right in. We become one with it, or at least magnetically, for a few minutes or hours. So that's why that happens. So when you hear me say -6 on the BZ, that's what I'm talking about. Okay? So, let's, oops, wrong button. Wanted to bring these up real quick because, again, I'm going to show you, these are the scales of what we can expect. This is the radiation storms. I ain't able to talk about this much because it doesn't happen much. So in S1, we don't, expect any kind of biological, whatever, any kind of effects from it. Satellite operations, most likely nothing's going to happen with those. And then other systems, minor impacts on high frequency radio in the polar regions. In other words, for almost everybody here on our planet, it's not going to affect us hardly at all. Unless you live very, very close to the poles. Okay? Now, when we get to S2, we got to talk about something different. People, passengers and crew in high-flying aircraft in high latitudes, which means closer to the poles. Back at you, Pagan. Back at you. When people are flying like that, you know, like I said, stuff comes in easier at our poles. So that's why people that are flying higher towards our poles and higher latitude, the higher you get, the less protection our atmosphere is giving you. Okay? So there you have it. And that's what we get. So people that, especially people that are like pregnant, you don't want to be flying up here during those kinds of conditions. You don't want to be getting x-rays on your belly when you're pregnant. This is something they don't like to do anymore. And for good reason. Satellite operations says infrequent single event upsets possible. Right? And then it says small effects on high frequency propagation through the polar regions and navigation at polar cap locations possibly affected. In other words, if you're using like, a compass, I guess, the navigation can kind of get jacked up a little bit. All right. But again, that's for a very small percentage of our population that would ever have to deal with that. Now, I'm gonna preface something here. If our magnetic field is weakening, and we know that it is just by what's been going on and from what we see with the data, right? That means that these things that they're saying right here, we may not have to be in an S2 to experience these conditions. Because we've seen, and we'll go to geomagnetic storm stuff here. We've seen stuff happening the other day and last week, really, when we didn't even get into storm level. We got hit with the CME, but it didn't put us up to G1 or anything. So when we're looking at this, you know, I mean, these scales may have to be reworked at some point. And what I'm saying is that, you know, when we're in a G2, maybe we need to be looking, hey, we might be experiencing G3 stuff. When we see G3, you know, and if we play that out all the way to the top, what do you get? Well, you get up here to the higher ones, and guess what? It's no longer going to take a Carrington event level eruption to give us Carrington level effects. That's my point. If our magnetic field is weakening to give us the effects of a Carrington level thing, it's not going to take a Carrington level eruption, which I think was what, an X49 or something like that. But yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I had to get, my mouth was really, really dry. Wow. But, and I say all that again, not to like instill fear. It's so we're aware of it, right? And that's, you know, is what it is. But we did get R2. R2 radio, back at you, Christine. Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, John, what's up? That's a good point, Ricky. I'm going to read that comment. You guys can read it too. It should be there in the. So they revised the earthquake scales about 10 years ago for the same reason. Okay, so we know this, right? Hey, John, what's going on, bud? So it is, yeah. So that's what we got to look at now. I really truly think here within the next couple years that they may go ahead and change these a little bit. I think they should, because if we're going to continue to see these things, we start seeing R2 level stuff and R1 consistently, then they most certainly should. They really should. So that's what I'll say to that. Not much more to say on that end. Hey, Daryl, what's up, bud? Jammer, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. So yeah. Anyway, R2 radio blackout. We did see that. So let me take you back over here because I didn't show you this. I should have. I forgot. Okay, here's the, this is the, where we look at the flares all the time. Check that out. That's because of the radiation storm that hit. Not the flare. This is the protons that hit and everything. This is the radiation part of it. You see on our poles? See where it's more intense? That's why. Okay, there's a flare. That was the big flare. And see what happened? You guys see that? I'm going to show you guys that again. Watch. Flare hits, flare's fading off, and then bam. There's your radiation. Okay? My gosh, you can't show anybody any more than that. Look at that. That was like perfect. There's your flare hitting. And then about 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, boom. Look at that. Man, what an example. I didn't expect that, just so you know. But, and again, if we play this on out, we keep on going forward, you'll see it get more intense around our poles. It'll start to fade off, but this stuff is in our system now. And yes, it does take a minute. And remember, guys, energy in always means energy out. Hey, Sharon, thank you. Thank you. Justin says that's why all the headaches. That's definitely a possibility. Guys, you guys can just simply Google the effects of solar weather or space weather on headaches, on whatever ailment that you have. There's a lot of studies out there that definitely will support that. It definitely does affect people. Affects people's moods. You know, I've said this before. My grandma, and I'm not sure if this is like politically correct anymore, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway because it's what my grandma used to say. She used to say, "Hey, yeah, the full moon's out, all the crazies are out." That's what she would say. But what she didn't know, that some of that, what she just said, was actually 100% correct. We're getting space weather, stuff from space, and it affects us mentally. It does. You can see crime rates go up. You can see people getting admitted into the hospital for psychiatric reasons. Those numbers spike. Things happen. Doctors know this. Okay, so they do. So you say that too, do you? That's funny, isn't it? Yeah, when the full moon's out or the moon's out, it's when all the crazies come out. Well, the people that work at the hospital, any nurses in there in my chat here will probably, hey Dana, what's up? Will probably support what I'm getting ready to say. They probably get more busy when the full moon's out. I think it's actually a stat that they can actually show you data on that. So, and again, it's, you know, we are, well, I think somebody just said it. Did you just say it in there? Yes, we are all connected. Yes, electromagnetically, that's just what our bodies are biologically. And it just, yeah, I agree with that 100%. Oh, what a great point, Jammer. It affects every part of the body, and things like old broken bones and arthritis pain go through the roof. 100%. My gosh. You know, my grandma also used to say, hey, we got a storm coming. My bones are aching, right? I'm sure you guys have heard that said before too. My grandma was a Southern woman, and she had a lot of those. But anyway, it's 100% true. It truly is. I thought, you can't feel that stuff in your bones, Grandma. What are you talking about? You know, I'm here. I am 10, 12 years old, young buck, just running around, not hurting for nothing. I could get ran over by a car and be back out playing basketball the next day. Now, I'll wake up and, I don't know, maybe I'll fart too hard or something, and I'll be down for the rest of the day. I'm just saying. And maybe that was a bad example, but you know what I'm saying. Back to the earthquake thing real quick. I want you guys to look at this. This is the total electron count. Okay? So, what we are looking at here, guys, is just total electrons. That's what this is showing us. Yeah, sorry, guys. I know. I know. Gotta have some fun sometimes. Got to. Put that smile back on your face. Keep it going. That's what we got to do. But this is, and I can show you other ones that show the same kind of data. But I'm going to be talking about this more in the future. It's called the TEC. It's total electron count. This is what they typically look at when they're trying to tie space weather to earthquake activity. So when you see these things kind of, you know, jolt up and things, you see it, you know, get a little bit more intense here. if you go back and you look at the earthquakes that we just had the past week, but yeah, yeah. Hey Johnny, what's up, bud? Good to see you, man. Go check him out too, guys. Man. Chase the Heat. Best pepper channel on the planet. Go check it out. Alright, so, but when this stuff is happening, we're getting electrons. Again, what's that mean? Well, that means that we got more energy hanging around. Energy in, energy out. Has to happen that way. It doesn't happen any other way. If the energy comes in and we hold on to it, eventually, you know, we hold on to it, we hold on to it, we hold on to it. Think about it in your own life. What happens like if you're getting mad? Hey, it's just the truth, brother. Just the truth. So if you're holding on to, like, if you're mad at something, right? And you just hold on to that, what happens? Eventually you just like explode, right? Well, that's exactly what our planet does. If we're going to hold on to this energy and hold on to it, if it doesn't have a way out, it's going to find a way out. And that's why, you know, you hear a lot of the, well, Ricky knows a whole lot about earthquakes. In case you guys didn't know that. She's very intelligent when it comes to the earthquake subject. If we don't have the fissures, if we don't have the smaller eruptions, yeah, Old Faithful, geysers, steam, all this stuff that happens, if those things aren't constantly going on, if those things like stop, that's when you need to be looking. Because what happens is that pressure is building and building and building till eventually you get what? A lot of times it comes out in earthquakes or volcanic explosions. Yeah, it's exactly right, Ricky. Great way to say it. It is it's a pressure relief valve. Yeah, I guess I could have just said that, right? But no, that's really what it is. So, and again, you know, I have to say it again. Energy in, energy out. It has to work that way. This is how things work. So, yeah. So to kind of give you guys a little bit of a, I guess, here's their other, what they look at now with the earthquakes. Okay, I've shown you guys this before. It's our geoelectric field at the surface of the Earth. That's what this is showing us. But what it's trying to show you is space weather's effect on artificial electrical components. That's what this is for. Like transformers, wires, the switch in your wall, all of it, right? So when this thing starts spiking up, and I said this before, USGS has got their stamp right here, and NOAA's got their stamp over here. So what's that mean? They're working together on this one. And what's happening is they're trying to build a better forecast model. That's what these are for. Okay, this is a 3D one. I don't look at that one too much there on the left because it isn't complete yet. They're still in a lot of beta testing. The one on the right here, most definitely is, it seems to be getting more and more consistently there. Okay, it seems like the data and stuff we're getting from this now is pretty on point. So when we start getting these CMEs, this is another thing we can look at, because magnetism will affect geoelectric. That's what happens. Okay, but this is the conditions on the planet at these locations that the data is being collected. Okay, that's what this is trying to do. So when I start talking about that, that's what I'm saying. And again, I'll go deeper into that. You guys ever, let me take you guys back over here. This is NOAA. Matter of fact, I'm going to drop the link to this because, and the reason why, let's paste it. Let's see here. Sorry, it's taking me a minute here. The reason why, sorry, I had to scroll there a little bit. Because if you guys go over here to Space Weather Prediction Center, that link I just dropped in the live chat there. If you scroll all the way down, you're going to be able to get to about every tool that you're going to need to look at. See, it says products and data. It says forecasting models. That's what these are. Reports. Here's dashboards. Like if you got like an overall subject that you're just interested in, like you could go over here and hit, let's look at Aurora. Here's the Aurora dashboard. It gives you this. It gives you this. Tonight's Aurora forecast. Tomorrow night's Aurora forecast. You guys see that? Can you guys see that? I haven't shown you guys this before. I don't usually show you this one because the other one really shows it just as well. But yeah. So yeah. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay? Yeah, I know. And I know it, and I don't usually show you guys this one because this one usually does come across pretty intense. Yeah, I know. Ain't that right, Ricky? That's a lot of red, isn't it? A lot of red up north there. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. And when I looked at this the first time, always check your dates down here, because sometimes they'll be behind, so you might not be actually looking at what you want to look at. But you guys see, it shows you the KP number up here too. KP3, and then over here it says KP6. That's when we're supposed to be having the G2 storm tomorrow. See you, Trinity. Thanks for stopping in. Love to you. Back at you. Hey, Kiss Freak. Love you, brother. It's my favorite Canuck right there. Hawk smashing like buttons all day long. But yeah, guys, so I wanted to show you guys that. Now we can scroll down and look what this does. This will give you a different, what this is just like a screen capture, I think, of like the maximum of what it would show. Okay, now if you go down here and you start playing with these, that's the South Pole, and then you're going to get a 24 hours ago till present. Okay, this isn't forecasting ahead. I don't think, anyway. This one, yeah, it might be. No, I don't think it is. Yeah, what is today? Yeah, no, it's not forecasting ahead. So yeah, that's going to give us 24 hours prior, and then it shows us this. Hey, Leisure, good to see you, bud. Hey, John, what's up? Oh, by the way, guys, get over and check out Matthew Shipley. Every time I see John in the spirits here, I always, think about Matthew. Matthew Shipley's channel, guys. Go check him out, man. He's some of the best graphics for what I'm showing you here is on his channel. So go check him out. He's a really, really good scientist. I'll tell you that. Now you can come here. See, this is going to give you some of the same information. It just looks a little different, right? So this is what I'm talking about. See, we can go down here. And this is a very good thing that I've never shown you guys, and I could kick myself for not showing it to you before. I forgot about this model. KP3, this is what you can expect Aurora. KP5, KP7, KP9. Okay, so that's what that's showing you. It's a very good way to show you when geomagnetism goes up, so does our Aurora. Notice on these, you see how it's out right here? It's at our northern border. See how it starts to go down further? Okay, and then when you look up here at KP and 9, then we're talking, yeah, midway down. So that's, yeah. And typically if we get to a KP and 9, it's probably, off and on, you're going to see Aurora down here. So just so you know. All right, but let's back that up. Come on. Come on. What's it doing? Oh man, there it goes. Okay, but you guys can get to anything I show you guys over here. So please go check it out. Okay. Let's see here. Do something here. Give me 1 second, guys. I want to go check out this right here. By the way, I have to say, most people know who Mark is, right? Guess who made the new Lifeboat theme song? Listen to this.
Hey everybody, I am Captain Tommy Silver. You are.
But anyway, guys, go check them out over here, guys, please. It's such good work over here, guys. It really is. It's important. A lot of people struggle with addiction. Lots. And you guys know I did. That's just what it is. Okay? You know? So let me, I'm going to paste that here. This is a link to the Lifeboat. Please go check it out. Please. You most likely, you know, you're going to see me and Chad off and on. Might even see me on there with him a few times until I get everything situated here at home. I just have to, yeah. But that's where my heart's at, guys. You guys know that. Tommy's my brother, and that is never going to change. So, anyway, guys, that's, please go check them out. But, listen, thank you guys for having patience with me. I have to say this, too, real quick. Thank you for having patience with me not posting a whole lot. Thank you for putting up with a few videos where I didn't narrate. Hey, what's up, Angel? Good to see you. Holding it down in the Bronx, baby. I just can't, you know, I can't say it enough. I can't say thanks enough to you guys for just sticking with me. I've been through some bad stuff the past month or so. Just some stuff in my own personal life I have to take care of, right? And we all got that. And, you guys have been more than patient, so thank you. I do look what's probably going to happen just moving forward. Like I said, I got my kids got me. It ain't here yet, but I got a desktop coming. It's just a tower, and I got some monitors that my wife got for free from work that they were going to throw in the trash. I'm going to try to set. I got a desk that I've had for 2 years. I hadn't even set up yet. My kids set it up for me for my birthday because you guys know my back and stuff's all jacked up. And I'm just trying to make things a little bit more. I know that I squirrel a lot, and if I'm able to focus more without having distraction, I'll be able to get more done and be more concise. So, and again, I'm going to do my best to do at least like a 5-minute update video, right? Every day, even if it's just a, hey, things are this is what's going on with solar weather, blah 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 blah. But these live streams that I do are never going to stop. Okay, I think we all learn from each other, and I'm going to learn from you guys, and that's why, right? And hopefully you guys learn from each other in there also, just like over on the Lifeboat. That's where most of the learning comes from. It's from everybody that's there, and it's the love that happens. So I just want to say thanks again, because you didn't have to stick around. And I want to say thanks to Mark and Adam, all the mods over there. I'm a mod over on Marfugel. And, you know, most of you guys are already going to know who he is. But I feel blessed to have all those people I just said in my life. I really truly do. Yeah, I know it sounds a little sappy or what have you, but when I had to, you know, take a step back just to take care of things here at my house, that was not easy for me, because I miss you guys a lot. you know, and over on the lifeboat, that's, yeah. And it's still hard for me sometimes. Just to be honest. I want that to succeed so bad. And it is. It's working. People are getting help. That's the success right there. And I don't want that to stop. So please get over there. Check them out. If you guys are struggling, get over there. And if you know somebody that needs help or just want to learn, go over there, check it out. And if you ever get to the place where you want to like burn the crap out of your mouth and, you know, you enjoy pain like that, go check out Chase the Heat. That's Tommy's brother, Johnny Scoville. Most of you guys know who he is too. That's just what it is. It just is what it is. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate you, buddy. I really do, man. Brother till the end, man. 100. 100. Yes, thank you, Wisen. Yes, thank you. Marfugel to the end. I'm telling you guys, this is the family that I've always, internet family I've always wanted. I really is. I mean, and it's taken all of us a while to kind of find each other, I think. And I think we can help everybody. And that's what's happening. Hey, Trash, good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Hey, Joseph, good to see you, bud. Joseph's got a channel too, guys. Go check him out. So's Christine. See, you know, I want to say this too. You know what Marfugel did? They ended up making like a friends page for people that, you know, that have channels that they support and all that. And just they send people over to that instead of like shouting them out every video. Because it gets to be a lot. And because we do support a lot of people. Because they give us the support back. So, but anyway, guys, if anything else happens, and I do look for, we are in, I forgot to mention this, a 6-month uptick. It's a 5.9 cycle. For anybody that doesn't know this, there's a 5.9 cycle, month cycle, that inside of our normal cycle. Okay. Oh, I forgot to show this too. Check this out, guys. This is the sunspot numbers. You guys see this? Let's go here. 143 in December. What do we have in January? They don't have the January numbers posted? What? That's not right. The January numbers were there earlier. That's weird. Anyway, you see that? That's, you know, this should be almost exactly 11 years. Go back to the last sun cycle, and we should see an uptick, a spike. You know when we seen the spike? 9 years ago. So what's that mean? If this pattern holds, we got 2 more years of an uptick here. Their predicted values were down here on this red line, guys. We've not been below that or even at that the whole sun cycle. Something else that's even more impressive, check this out. We're not to the peak of solar maximum at all. We have already had more radio flux. We've peaked right there so far than we did the whole last sun cycle here. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. And what's that showing you right there? That's showing you a few things here. That's showing you that our sun's active. But to me, what it's showing me even more when we're talking about this radio flux is that our magnetic field is weakening. Well, thanks, Anthony. I appreciate you. So, you know, guys, and I know I could spend all day talking about this, but I'm not going to waste your guys' time anymore. But honestly, guys, I will be trying, you know, this week to get on a more, you know, normal schedule. And again, it might just be a 5 or 6 minute update video, but I'm at least going to try to give you that once a day. You know, I'm not going to promise it every day because there's going to be days I can't, but most days. And if I can get to do the live streams, especially when there's big stuff happening, I will be. Okay. Even though like the 5 or 6 minute videos I'm telling you about here, they may end up being a 5 or 6 minute live stream. And why I say that is because when I do the live stream, I don't have to edit anything. It just is what it is. So, and thanks everybody for sticking with me. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Christine and everybody else. Go check out Christine. She's been doing a lot of good videos over there, guys. Her channel too. Good music. Yeah, I seen that, Anthony. There's a lot to be unpacked over there. I'm serious. There's a lot of good information. So, yeah, go check out SO, Suspicious Observer. You guys need to. There's it's just a lot of good science, a lot of good stuff there. I'm telling you, you won't be sorry. Be able to learn, and that's what I try to do. I learn from everybody. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to go just specifically look at this person or that person. That's not me. That's why you guys can go look at my subscription list and you can see who I watch. I watch everybody. Even if the people that I'm talking about don't like me, right? Or think I'm stupid or whatever, I will still send you over there. Because if I think there's good information. So, anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves. Keep your head on a swivel. Check out Ripper, too. Rip Curl Readiness. I didn't see him in here tonight, but please do. He's awesome friend, awesome person. And you can drink this Kool-Aid.